What if everything you thought you knew was a lie, hidden beneath layers of classified secrets, buried in a bag no one was ever meant to open? Welcome to Black Bag, a high-octane espionage thriller that plunges you deep into the shadowy world of covert operations, double agents, and moral gray zones. When a disgraced intelligence officer stumbles upon a mysterious black bag during a routine mission gone wrong, it sets off a chain reaction that threatens global security and exposes a conspiracy that could rewrite history. This isn't just another spy film. This is the story of trust shattered, alliances tested, and the cost of uncovering the truth. Hold on to your seat. Black Bag will keep you guessing until the very last frame. Let the mission begin. The story begins in London when George goes to meet with Philip in a nightclub. Philip informs George that someone inside the agency have betrayed and leaked a classified cyber weapon name, Severus. He gives him 1 week to find the agent. He makes food for the agents that will come to his house for dinner. He informs his wife, Kathryn, that he will investigate the agents that are coming tonight, and he mixed some chemical in the food to make the agents drop their guards. Freddie walks inside the bar to talk with his colleagues, and they start to discuss about the reason they were invited for dinner. All of them goes to George's house, and Kathryn opens the door and welcomes them. Freddie tries to small talk with George. All the guests start having dinner and talks with each other. Freddie talks about how George destroyed the marriage and the career of his own father, which led him to suicide. George proposes to everyone that all of them will make resolution for the person sitting next to them. They start making the resolutions. Freddie and Clarissa go into a heated argument. George reveals that Freddie is having an affair. Clarissa gets angry and stabs Freddie in the hand. All of them takes care of Freddie immediately. Kathryn and George go to do what a married couple do after a little bit. Philip talks with Anna and drinks. He suddenly collapses into the ground. Anna finds him in the butt. He dies within a few minutes. George talks with Kathryn to see a movie together, and she agrees to it. George asks for a temporary badge from the guard because he left it in Kathryn's purse. Freddie talks with George about last night and informs him about Phillips's death. George goes to meet with Kathryn to take his badge and informs her what happened with Philip. He snoops to find what Kathryn was doing behind him on her computer. Kathryn goes to meet with Dr. Zoe for her regular psych evaluation session. They talk with each other for a while and makes remark about each other in a subtle way. George goes to fishing on a lake by boat to clear his mind and think about his next steps very carefully. A fish gets hooked in his fishing rod, but the rope tears apart when he tries to catch the fish. James comes to meet with George in the lake. He talks with him about an offshore account that is opened in Kathryn's name that has £7 million in it. George goes to the movie with his wife and has a lovely dinner in the house. Kathryn leaves the home in a hurry after getting a call. Anna gets scared after seeing someone outside the window. She sees that it's George. While drinking wine, he talks with her about what she needs to do for him, or else he will tell Freddie about the multiple affairs she is having. After arguing for a while, she agrees to do it. Kathryn's plane lands in Zurich and she leaves the terminal. George goes inside the monitor room and makes Anna watch into satellite feed to know what his wife is doing. He sees his wife dealing with a known terrorist from Russia. He gives advice to Anna about marriage. James goes to do his regular session with Dr. Zoe, and after talking for a while, she breaks up with him. He gets very angry, confused about this situation, and after getting a call, he leaves the room. James, Freddie, and George find out that there is a breach in the system. All of them goes into a meeting with their boss, Arthur, to discuss about it. The agency lost track of a high-value Russian target during the handover of satellite when Anna and George were tracking his wife. Arthur thinks that there's a mole inside the agency. He tells his employees to find the traitor and track down Pavlichuk because he has Severus. George feels very nervous because he thinks he did a very bad thing. Anna tells Freddie what she did with George in the monitor room. Kathryn comes out of the terminal, and Freddie talks with him about what happened in the agency, and that George was watching him. George and Kathryn talk with each other that someone is setting them up, and Freddie stole Severus. They plan to destroy those who are trying to bring them harm. George brings his gun in the fishing trip with James. They both hops into the boat and talks with each other in the middle of the lake. Kathryn tells Anna to track the Russian target, and when she refuses, Kathryn threatens her. George talks about polygraphing Zoe, Freddie, James, and Anna. James tells George about the bank account and the money in it, and says that he is not sure what to do with it. Kathryn takes a coffee and talks with a CIA agent to stop Severus from falling into the wrong hand. Arthur goes inside a Japanese restaurant and starts eating a fish dish, while Kathryn makes him aware that his mission was cancelled. The CIA took out the Russian target by using a drone attack. Arthur gets very angry at Kathryn and warns him about George. George makes the agents take the polygraph test one by one. He asks them some deep and simple questions. All of them answers as truthfully as they can. He invites them for dinner in his house again. Kathryn welcomes James. She explains everyone a set of rules for a game and puts a gun top of the table in front of everyone. The women gets angry, and Zoe tries to leave, but Kathryn stops her, and George reveals that she is cheating with Freddie. Zoe agrees with this. She manipulated Freddie to divert the attention. George reveals the real culprit and traitor of the agency, which is James. He shows the photos as evidence to make other understands. James picks up the gun and tells them he did it, and he will do it again, if needed. He also tells George that he killed Philip by poisoning him. He points his gun and tries to kill George but failed, and Kathryn shoots James in the head. Anna is shocked. George dumps the body into the lake. Kathryn goes inside a lift with Arthur and tells him to retire him while he has the chance. George and Kathryn talk about what happened in the past few days and what happened with the money in the bank account and go to sleep in each other's arm.